Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of the 25th anniversary series of the Ars Electronica Futurelab. My name is Stefan and I'm happy to tell you about one of the artistic fields the Futurelab is working with. This field we call Poetic Systems. In the following, I will introduce you to some projects to visualize this idea and make this special approach legible to you. It is given that we as human beings are a system on our own and we live in symbiosis with many natural systems. And in addition, we created and continue to create many artificial systems that elude our sensory perception. So the question is, how can we make all these different systems visible? How can we transform them into a form which we humans can perceive? I think the answer is art. Unit M was the first project we did in 2001 in the context of media art and architecture. And it was also my first project back then when I joined the team of the Ars Electronica Futurelab. So, what is the situation here? WIFI is an education center where lots of people are going in and out. We developed a system which allows the building to express itself in a poetic, artistic manner, the so-called Unit M. I would say this was kind of the birth of our artistic approach in this field. The poetic system Unit M is able to read its inner conditions via various sensors, and it is able to interact with the people in the building through different stations. Unit M is collecting, translating and transforming this information into a poetic system which is perceivable to us humans, and it is showing its inner conditions to its neighborhood. Why is art the answer of how to make systems visible? The transformation of knowledge, cognition and perception into different poetic levels of meaning has always been a central theme in art. Art is able to make the invisible visible, the tangible tangible, or is able to encode or decode meaning. So, in this way, the components of a system are comprehensible on an emotional and cognitive level. Now we are in a concert hall. We have the great opportunity to immerse ourselves in an opera by Richard Wagner, Rheingold. What is this about to our approach? We are in the middle of a musical system which is to be transformed into a system that makes the narrative of the opera conceivable in a visual way, in real time and stereoscopic, which was a novelty in 2004. This project we have done together with the Austrian artist Johannes Deutsch. He developed the formal artistic language for these different scenes and characters in this opera. For this virtual realm, we connected these scenes prepared by Johannes Deutsch with the musical score. So the visual presentation on stage was directly influenced by the orchestra and the vocals performing live. That was another great example for a poetic system, but now we need to hurry up because we are approaching an airport. There we want to get on the track of an interesting phenomenon, the so-called ZeitRaum. ZeitRaum is the German word for time-space. This project is toying with the idea of having an imaginary space between all the airports on the globe. A space which is mainly based on the imagination of the passengers. Once you have entered this space, you are a citizen of a very unique society. There are very strict border controls, everybody talks English, even the health system is different. So this very special system is definitely worth to be transformed into a poetic system which visualize it and make it legible to its inhabitants. We invited writers and scientists to write about this phenomenon of the ZeitRaum. And these texts are the visual basis for the landscapes which we are drawing to visualize this space. This landscape is based on the number of passengers and it is based on the live flight data from the airport. As soon as a passenger enters this area, letters begin to fall, forming this ever-changing landscape. There are mountains and valleys that represent arriving and departing flights, and there are little time creatures which translates the text into other languages. Additionally, this project contains installations like soundscapes. A sound installation also based on the live flight data done by the composer Rupert Huber, or a playful installation for kids, and some more, which are meant to act as a platform for artworks, also toying with the idea with the topic of time. So artworks, poetic systems, transform systems not accessible to us into a new level of meaning. They speak a sensual emotional language and they create through their immediate aesthetic appearance a free space. Now we are standing in front of a building at SAP's headquarters. This poetic system does have several layers of meaning and usage. On one hand, it's a guiding system. It is guiding the people from the parking area to the visitor center in the 4th floor of the building. So we decided to use a water flow to lead the people, since water always has been a navigational instrument for us humans. So in the outdoor area, we have the water flow, which comes along with an interactive column as a landmark. The water flow is leading to the main entrance, where it is changing its state of aggregation to a digital water flow. This digital stream of water allows the poetic system to make SAP and its content visible. What kind of content is this? It is code and processes, so it transforms SAP's processes into little creatures, little animals with different behavior. Some of them, for example, are pretty shy, or others are pretty curious and following the guests. Here in the entrance area, we have the digital stream of water and the so-called data wheel, which is surrounded by a digital pool. The wheel turns as long as processes are executed at SAP, and the little process animals are ready to interact with the visitor along the digital water flow and in the area of the pool. As soon as we enter the elevator, the animals join us and accompany us up to the 4th floor. Once up here in the visitor center, the animals introduce themselves and they show us their backgrounds, which are processes and code. Afterwards, divided again into zeros and ones, they flow back to the source and start over again. Here in the 4th floor we have a great view on the data wheel, the pool and its inhabitants. This very special approach of Poetic Systems allows us to create living artworks. Artworks which only creates due to its systems. They only exist because of its users and its usage. In the context of media art and architecture, art in public space and music visualization, the research and work field of Poetic Systems offers us new strategies and new ways of thinking that enables an epistemic transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I could give you a little glimpse into our work. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Stefan. In the next episode, we will also talk about art and systems, but our focus will be art and artificial intelligence. My name is Ali Nikrank. I am a co-researcher and artist at Ars Electronica Futurelab. My research topic is creative intelligence. It is obviously about creativity and AI, and how we can use artificial intelligence for creative and artistic concepts. I will show you several examples and demos of our research showing the fascination, but also the limitations behind such creative systems. I will show creative applications of AI in the field of image generation, text generation, and especially in the field of music, and how modern AI systems are able to compose music of such quality that it is almost impossible to tell whether the music was composed by a human or a machine. Stay tuned.
Ground. Garage.